Hey there, it's Brannen and it's Saturday, and this week's topic is the trans community in the media. And this video is going to be all in English because I don't have as much to say on the subject, and what little I do have to say on the subject, it's harder for me to say in German, so here goes. So I think I'm going to focus a bit more on what I've seen in TV shows, and then just general how I perceive media representation to look like for trans individuals as it currently stands in May of 2015. So first, I've noticed a lot of TV shows have like a couple of episodes, maybe, depending on how long they are, and they bring in some trans person as kind of like, well, this is an interesting twist, and it never is like, oh, here's a random transgender person. That's never how it is. I'm thinking of like shows like Bones, Law and Order SVU, Grey's Anatomy, and I don't watch Grey's Anatomy either, but I don't watch too many other shows to have noticed. But basically, they have or have had one, maybe two trans individuals, and usually that individual is the victim of a crime, or they committed a crime, or their character is presented in a very two-dimensional way. They're not very well rounded at all. I think what's even worse though is that on some shows like SVU, for example, the number of times, I think the first time the T word was ever used, tranny, not transgender, was ever used, I think Olivia Benson used it. I don't think that her characters used it since, but for example, Detective Stabler, who I absolutely hate, and I'm so glad he's gone, would always say he, she, and would also say the T word and all these other things, and it's just not okay. On the flip side, there is, I do remember an episode of Drop Dead Diva where there was a transgender kid who was fighting for rights at his private school, but everybody else was very, very affirming, so that was reassuring, but you still had to have the one douche character who just didn't get it. I have yet to see a mainstream TV show that actually handles the issue sensitively and intelligently, so that's my 2 cents on TV shows at least. As far as the rest of media is concerned, it's not at a good place right now. Generally speaking, it's very common for people to misgender trans individuals. They also frame it in ways like, so-and-so who had been born this sex is now this, and it's just like, what does it matter what somebody was born? Just use their name, how they identify, pronouns, like what else is there to discuss, really? I've also read that since Bruce Jenner came out, there's been a lot more people speaking up at, on the one hand, good for Bruce Jenner sharing his story, but at the same time, we've been focusing on the transition story and the coming out story for so long that we have so much more to discuss, and people are just stuck in this perpetual, tell me about your transition, tell me about your transition. It's just ridiculous. So basically, in conclusion, I think that media has a very, very, very long way to go before we actually, can address, discuss, portray transgender individuals and their lives and their stories and do a good job. So I will be back next Saturday. I'll be posting a video early because I will be busy all day. It's my girlfriend's birthday next Saturday. Hope you're all doing well, and see you then. Bye.